Hi, hello everyone. Cheryl here with cardsbycheryl.com. Thanks for joining me today and stopping by my YouTube channel. I'm happy to have you back, and if you're new, welcome. If you're new, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from, oh my gosh, I almost was going to say Washington. I just moved to Michigan. So I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator currently residing in the state of Michigan, and I just moved here, gosh, in the summertime, so it's still pretty new to me, but I've been really busy the last 6 months building a new house, so I have been a little absent online with you all, but I'm excited to be here with you today because I want to showcase some new products that are coming out. We have a catalog release happening January the 7th, which is also our celebration time. And for those of you who are new to Celebration, Celebration is a time where we have the ability to earn free products with our current purchases that we make. So let me do this. So I cannot show you the insides of the catalog, but this is the mini catalog that's coming. And if you're a customer or have been a customer of mine recently, you will be getting this in the mail very soon. Part of the reason I'm coming online with you guys today is because I am making a custom card to go with my little catalog packets to all of my team and my customers. And I thought, what a great opportunity to share with you a new card design. And although I can't show you the inside of the catalog, I can show you the products. So I did have an opportunity to pre-order some products from the coming catalog that's coming out, and they're really great, and I can't wait to show them to you. So that's the point of today's video. We are going to be doing a card with the new stamp set called Terrific Toadstools. Looks like this. This is a Stampin' punch set. Ooh, don't know what that was. It's really windy here today. I think something just hit my window. I'm up in my loft, and windows on both sides of me, and so we get a lot of wind off the lake, and invariably branches or even birds come right into my window. But anyway, I digress. This is the new stamp set called Terrific Toadstools. I love it. It's not two-step stamping. It's just a photopolymer set. And it's got some really adorable toadstools, or I call them mushrooms, with some fun little sayings. And then you have a punch to punch out two of the big mushrooms and the little stem. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you in just a minute. This is just to share a little bit of my design process with you. It took me a while. I went through some crazy color combinations, and I wanted to go non-traditional. I went online and I was looking at Pinterest, and everybody was doing these really funky non-traditional colors. And oh, I know why. It's because I gotta grab something. It's because part of the celebration rewards, one of them, the rewards that you can earn, is this Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. But I'm wondering now, is this a celebration, or is this, I can't remember if it's available in the catalog or not. I think it's a celebration item. Let me check really fast. Yes. So you can earn this paper through starting January 7th. If you spend $60 or more, you can earn this paper. Yeah, you can earn this paper for free. So if you spend $60, let's say you want to buy this bundle. This bundle happens to be $38.50, by the way. It's $19 just for the stamp set if you're not interested in the punch. These are pretty easy to cut out. I did fussy cut this stem, but I'm going to show you when I do this card how easy it is to use the punch. So the punch bundle together is $38.50, and if you spend another $20 or so to get to $60, you will earn this paper for free, and this paper is adorable. And this is what I meant about the non-traditional mushroom colors. And I don't know, my brain doesn't work that way. I am somewhat of a purist, I guess, when it comes to that stuff. This paper is adorable, and it's really fun colors. I just couldn't make myself make mushrooms with it. So I will probably be utilizing the sides of these papers, because look how pretty they are, in future projects. But at any rate, I bombed horribly on making a non-traditional mushroom card with the pinks and the oranges and that kind of stuff. But this paper is really adorable. So the card that I did end up coming up with looks like this. And there's a lot going on in this card, and it's not what I would call a super fast, quick and easy card. There's die cutting, lots of die cutting. You've got fussy cutting. You've got some splatters, and then some stamping. So not for the faint of heart really, but I thought it turned out really adorable, and I just wanted to show you guys how it came together. And part of my design process was I was playing with some scrap paper. So this is one of the stamps that comes in the set. It's like a little mound, grassy mound that you can put pumpkins, you can put mushrooms on. And then this was just a strictly stamping card that I was possibly going to do, and I still may do a version of this. I kind of liked how it turned out, but this was just kind of like my test case to see. I love these little tiny mushrooms that go with it too. And there's a little bug. You could use this little guy for the toadstool, the mushroom base for this little cap, or this little cap also goes on this little ladybug. So super cute. You can make thank you cards. These can be fussy cut pretty easily. And here's the trio of the mushroom caps that I use on this stem for the card. So anyway, that's the set we're using today. So let me just set this aside. Let me set this aside. And so this is the card. I haven't designed the inside of the card yet, but this is what we're going to make today. This is basic beige on a basic white card base. And the ink colors I've used are, let's see, Pretty Peacock for the mushroom, Pecan Pie for the big mushroom, Cajun Craze for the small trios, and then I did Crumb Cake, I think, with Pecan Pie for the splatters in the background. So that's our color scheme. And then this card I did on white first, and I used the little dragonfly gems, which I think are adorable. And I didn't use that on this card. I used just some other little sparkly ones, but I'm going to put the dragonfly into this version of the card because I like that better. And those gems are still available. They come in a pack that looks like this. And so you get little dragonflies, you get little birds, and then doves, I guess, that are flying in different directions. So very pretty. Those are called adhesive backed dragonfly and birds embellishments. And if you happen to like the ones I used on the other card, these are those. Pecan Pie and clear ribboned adhesive backed dots. And they have a little bit of a ribbon running through them just to give them some texture. So they're pretty cute. Okay, let's get to the card since we don't have all day. So as I said, it's a little bit of an in-depth card. What we're going to do is we're going to do some die cutting first. And to do that, let me show you the Memorable Blooms stamp set. This is also a pre-order item, and it comes with an awesome stamp set, which I haven't even used yet. It's red rubber, and I used the dies. So the dies are what really caught my attention. This is the greenery die that we're going to use for the green background, and then this is the hexagon shaped die that does the little stitching around. And when you use this die, it produces this cutout with the texture around it, which I thought was really adorable. So we're going to use this die. This coordinates with it, so you could actually do a little window cutout with some greenery in there. It would be really pretty. And then the other coordinating dies cut out the floral pieces. So the sentiments on here are also pretty awesome. Thanks so much. You're awesome. Love and thanks. You've been on my mind. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, and you mean the world to me. So a really good year-round set. And if you like to color, this would also be a great set for you too. And I love to color, but you could also just stamp them and use a black ink onto colored cardstock and die cut it out. So lots of options for this. I'll have to do a card using this set. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our die cutting. We're going to die cut this. We're going to die cut this, and that's it for now. So let's grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And pardon my plate. It's very well loved, but it's still good. You want to make sure that you always keep your nasty scratched up plate on the bottom. Okay, don't ever put this on the top because it's going to leave some impressions of what the scratches are going to press down into the top of whatever you're die cutting and make it look bad. So, okay, so I pre-cut a piece of basic beige. This is going to be the front part of our card, and this is cut to 5 1/4 by 4. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller than a regular A2 card base. And all I do to prep this is I lay this down on I just lay the paper down, and I want it in the top, where'd my card go? I want the hole to be in the top 2/3 of the card so I have room to stamp down here. So I'm just going to place this. I'm not even measuring, I'm just eyeballing it best I can. use your top cover plate. Notice this one is, you know, it's well loved, but it's not anywhere near as scratchy as the other one. So this is an approved top plate. So we're just going to set that down on there. If you want to tape it, you can. If you sandwich it just like that, you can get it through without taping. Okay. So now you end up with this piece, which you can definitely use as a, don't throw it away. I wouldn't throw it away, in another card. Or you could put it on the inside of your card. And then you end up with this piece as your top layer. Okay, so let's set that aside. And we're going to put this over here. Next, we're going to use some Mossy Meadow. And I didn't have any scraps because I used them all up doing these cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little strip that's wide enough to take this die without losing any of the edges. And so that's about 2 1/4. Just cut that with my trimmer real fast. We're going to put this down like that and give this a quick die cut. Okay, we're done with that for now. Set that aside. And then I'm going to grab my pick tool. This is called a take your pick tool if you don't have one. It's a necessity in my craft room. It just kind of, sometimes the paper, I've used this die so much that the paper's kind of sticking to it, and you just gently use the pointy end to pop this out. When you have a delicate die, it's super easy to have them tear, so using this tool helps get them out without damage. And the other end is a putty tool, and I'll show you later how I use that to adhere embellishments. So okay, so we've got this. Now we are going to do some stamping. So these are not this component. We've got these two pieces here. We're going to set those aside for a moment. Then we're going to do our mushrooms, stamp our mushrooms. So these are the 2 mushrooms that we need to do. So we're looking at crumb cake, pecan pie, pretty peacock, and then believe it or not, this is crumb cake too. It's just really saturated crumb cake. So I'll show you how I did that. I think I have these all in blocks. I lied. I do not have them all in blocks. Okay. Yep. So we need this, we need this, we need this, and we need this. The other ones are out. Okay. So I'm just going to get these on some blocks like that. And we'll put the small mushroom on a small block. And then this little stem can go on this guy. Okay, so let's talk about the punch for a second. So you want to make sure you pay attention to the orientation of the mushrooms in the punch. So I'm going to grab, what is this? That's not, I'm going to, I don't have any scrap basic white. I used it all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip that will be wide enough to slide in to cut just this mushroom only. And I'm going to do the same thing for these other 2 pieces. So basically you want a strip that is just a little bit over an inch wide. So I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'm going to go about 1.5 inches wide. And hopefully this works. So then when you put your, when you stamp and put it through to your punch, here we go, you'll be able to slide it just like that. And the same thing for that. So I'll show you how this works. Put this away. Okay, so we're going to do, that's crumb cake, pecan pie. And these are photopolymer, so I like to use a cushion underneath them. So I use my Stampin' Pierce mat for that. If you don't have a Stampin' Pierce mat, you can use just like a pad of note paper or something, just with a little cushion so it helps receive the ink in a flat way. So let's see. Yeah, just ink that up really good, like that. So that one's done. And where did my chamois go? There it is. Clean this off. So there we go. Okay, and we're going to switch to the Pretty Peacock, and we're going to do this one right here, and give that a clean. Then the next thing is this stem. What color did I do that in? I think I did that in Crumb Cake. And you'll notice you're going to want to stamp this way. Okay, not this way, but this way. So like that. Then that's all for the punch. So let me show you how the punch works. Put this away. We will get the crumb cake and the pretty pecan and the pecan pie out again. So now we're just going to slide this in to our punch. And there's not going to be a white border around it. Like most punches leave a white border. This one is not going to have a border. So it's just going to be punch that like that, and it's going to look like that. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the top part of the little mushroom cap. Just line it up. Sorry, I got to look over it. Punch that out. And you are going to have a couple of stray scraps of paper, but that's okay. Then let's move to the stem. And did I cut that too tall? I did. So the stem, because it's way up top, you need it. I should have stamped it up higher on the paper so that it could get all the way in there. So like this. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. So there's our stem for this guy. And then we need to stamp our stem for the big mushroom. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, the big mushroom was in Crumb Cake. This we're not going to punch because there's not a punch for it. We're going to fussy cut, but it's super easy to fussy cut. So I'm just going to go. So many things to think about. Okay, just like that. Beautiful. Okay, so there's that. Put this away. And grab our snips. And because these don't have white borders around them, we're not going to do white borders around this stem either. So it makes it really fast. You don't have to worry about staying in the lines, really. Like that. And you notice I move the paper with my left hand, and I don't move my scissors hand. Ooh, something just blew over on my deck. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. There, like that. I actually need to go check that really fast. Okay, all is well. I have a Christmas tree out on my deck, and it's blown over twice already. It is literally tied to the railings of my deck is pretty high up in the air, so I have railings all the way around, and I have it literally tied to each corner of the railing, and it still managed to get blown over, like pulled it right up out of its base, and then tink. So anyway, it didn't blow over again. But we get some pretty heavy winds coming out of the north, or I don't know which direction, but right off the lake. So okay. So we're just going to glue these. If you take a look at my sample, the mushroom is tilted like this, and then the stem is kind of like that. So it's on there on an angle. And then the same for this one. This mushroom cap is kind of straight, and then the stem is a little bit curved like that. So we're just going to glue those on, and I just used the tiniest drop of glue. That was actually even probably too much. I'm just going to wipe some off. I'm just going to tap it off like that. And we're going to pop this in there like that and let that dry. And a tiny little tap. Just like that. Okay. While those are drying, and they don't take long to dry, we're going to work on the background. So the background of the card has some speckles and then also has the mushroom caps. So let me show you how I did that. So you need your card base. So this is half of a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, so that works out to be 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. I've been doing this for so many years, and it still takes me a minute to think about those dimensions to tell them to you. So I scored it at 4 1/4. I'm gonna grab my bone folder and just give it a good press. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my cover and I'm going to lay it down where I want it centered, but I'm not going to glue it down. I'm just going to put some pencil marks because I want to have a good idea of where to stamp these mushrooms. I can probably figure out without penciling anything where to do the splatter, but the mushrooms are pretty important. So I'm going to just draw a little on each little corner right here so that I know where my circle is. Okay, so I have just some little pencil mark guides. I don't know if you can see that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, do I have that stamped out? Yeah. So this is the stamp I'm going to use to make the stems for these 3 mushrooms. So I'm going to do that in pecan pie. And if you notice, it's running off the underneath. So I just kind of eyeballed it. And so right here where the bottom crevices of that 2 branches, I'm going to hover that right around the pencil mark because I want it to be down a little bit. So we're just going to go like that. And I didn't ink that up very good, but we'll cover it up with the, and then the other mushrooms go, or they're going to go right about there, like that. Cross your fingers that this works. No, it's going to work. Okay, let's clean that off. We got those cleaned. Now we're going to grab the Cajun Craze and the 3 mushroom caps. And Cajun Craze is here. And because it's photopolymer, we can see through it. And I'm going to have to pull this forward just so I can see. Like that. My Cajun Craze is a little dry. Like that. These little trio of mushroom caps are so cute. Okay, while the pumpkin pie is still open, I'm going to grab the splatter stamp, and that's from that Notes of Nature stamp set. And this is just really random, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, and then open up the crumb cake and clean this, and then do 1, 2, just like that. Super simple. Okay, now we're going to grab, I think we're done. Oh no, we're not done stamping. We need to stamp one more thing. We need to stamp the sentiment. Okay, and that's going to go on the basic beige piece. And that one's on a block already. And this I put in early espresso. I'll just get away for some reason. So we're just going to ink that up nice. And I kind of moved it off, shifted it off to the right a little bit. Like that. Okay, now the stamping's done. All right, so this is going to end up going on there like that. But before we do that, we want to put in our piece of greenery. And this just goes like that. So it can run off the underneath here if you want it to. You can angle it a little bit more, however you want to do it. There's no rules to it, but just little dabs of glue. I don't think a tape runner would do well on this type of greenery just because I think you'd have more tape on your surface than you would on the actual piece. So I'm just grabbing my tweezers and I'm going to flip this over like that and right about like that. Okay, So that's done. Now we are going to pop this up. So we're going to grab our dimensionals. And I just put one in each corner. Like that. Okay. We're ready to put this on the front of our card. I hope not, but I'm betting this is probably my last video of 2024. But I hope to have lots more videos for you guys in 2025. Oops, you know what I want to do first is I want to erase those pencil marks. So just grab an eraser, just in case they show through. There. And then go ahead and center this. Yep. Kind of hard to do it when I'm not looking straight up over the top of it. So then we're going to take our mushrooms and we're going to put the big one on the right like that, and this one just like that. So we're going to put glue on the stems and then dimensionals on the back of the mushroom cap. There. And that one I don't think needs. So let's put this one down first. A little bit of glue. Take this off. I like to use my tweezers when I'm adhering things just so I get them right where I want them. Like that. This one isn't going to need any dimensionals. We're just going to put it like that, straight down. So glue basically all over. Like that. No, too much glue. Then we're going to, I told you I was going to show you how I use my take your pick tool and the putty edge. So I just grab, this has little sticky putty on the end of it. And you can remove this top and replace this when it gets empty, but inside there is a bunch of more green goo stuff. So in order to get it out, you just twist it a little bit, and it takes, it's a little slow, but it pops out more putty on the end if you need to. So I'm going to grab a dragonfly, and I just put the putty end on top of the embellishment, kind of at an angle, and I push and lift. And so that attaches the embellishment to the putty so that you can place it. So you push and lift. Just like that. And there is our popping up to say hi card. So I haven't finished the inside. Did I finish the inside on the other one? I think I did. Yeah. So on the inside, I just put another piece of basic white cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4, so it's a little bit smaller. And I grabbed a piece of designer series paper and just made a little inside trim piece. So that's how you can finish your card if you want to. Okay, so Celebration is happening. Celebration is happening, and a new mini catalog is happening January the 7th, which is a Tuesday. That's usually when Stampin' Up! Goes live with new stuff. Toadstools punch bundle, really fun stamp set to make just some really adorable cards. What else do I want to say? Oh, the Memorable Blooms bundle has these great dies in it, and also these beautiful, I think there's paper. I think there might be paper to go with this. I'm not positive, but at any rate. So yeah, so that's my card for today. And if you requested a catalog from me, or you've made some purchases from me in the recent past, you'll get this card and a catalog from me coming soon. Okay, that's it for me. I would love it if you guys would like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out. It helps me kind of get my name out there with the algorithms that they use, and I have a broader reach. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I hope everybody has a happy new year, safe new year, and I will see you in 2025. All right, bye guys.